I'm Shaken Gaming. Welcome to my video. This was supposed to be about Gear 12 stats because I've been gathering those with the help of badc.info and screenshots from Vicarious in-game on the test server. So I figured I would make a lot of new stats and comparisons of characters at Gear 12. But as I was comparing and calculating all of these, I suddenly realized that some characters seemed to have some numbers that were less at Gear 12 than my old values was at Gear 11. And then I started wondering, how was that? How had that happened? Of course, initially I thought I had made a mistake and I went back in my calculations, but I could see that there wasn't a mistake. Some values at Gear 12 compared to my old values at Gear 11 was lower at Gear 12. The worst, well, one of the worst I've found was, for example, Faelia, who at Gear 11 or from Gear 11 to Gear 12 had a drop in potency on 4%. And then I looked at the Gear 11 plus pieces, those that make her possible to reach Gear 12, and she had 2 pieces that both gave 3+ to potency. Then I started really getting worried. How had this happened? She had lost 10 potency. Okay, she gained 6 potency from the Gear 12 pieces, but she had lost 10% potency, which is a lot on a character that relies on debuffing enemies. Somewhere in between Gear 11 and Gear 12, because I know the Gear 11 values have been correct, and I know that the Gear 12 values are correct. So what happened? After searching a bit more, I'm pretty convinced that I've found where the problem lies. Let's look at the patch notes from the Halloween patch 1.3.20, which I read on my channel here a few days ago, but a little something slipped my mind which I didn't really see that have a bigger impact than I thought. See, this is the beginning of the patch notes. This is not really the character balance or anything that's below that. This is going over in overall terms what is going to be changed. It's not the specific changes, it is just the overall changes. And reading through this, there are tournaments, there are new heroes, challenges, Halloween event, and then if we go down on the bottom, balance changes. As the Dragon Champions family continues to grow and we add more and more heroes to the roster, we carry on giving our older familiar heroes some love and a bit of rework so they work better together. Okay, so a rework. And that's what you can see below this. If you read the patch notes, that's the rework of a select few characters that are pronounced and telling us specifically which changes are made to each character. But there's almost a full line left, and that's where it gets important. And you can see some tweaks in Heroes' balance. Heroes' balance. Yeah, okay, I consider that still part of the rework from before, as well as some items they have in their gear in this update. This little half a line, not even half a line, in a big chunk of text in the latest patch notes is a lot more significant than I thought. And anyone thought, it seems like. No one's seen this before. As well as some items they have in their gear in this update. They changed the gear that characters have from gear 1 to gear 11. And if you change the gear pieces, some gear pieces give potency, some give speed, some give health, some give armor, others give damage or tenacity. So they've completely changed all the character stats without telling. Oh, sorry, no, they did tell, as well as some items they have in their gear in this update. That is far more significant than you think. I've made these before, estimated health pool calculations, as well as damage and various other things. Not just my infographics, but also these graphs, to help people see which characters are the strongest at different areas of the game. This is estimated health pool, EHP, calculated from the combined health and shield pool, and taking into consideration armor, considering that the characters will take equal damage from physical and magical damage, and thus equaling out the mitigation from each part of those. That gives a graph that shows which characters have the most tankiness or health pool, and who is easiest to kill or squishiest, or have the lowest health pool, estimated health pool. This is with gear 12 at level 80. It looks similar at first glance. You have the tanks in the top and you have RANT at the bottom. Nothing changed there, you might think, but there's huge differences here. For example, if you look up at the top, there are only tanks in the top. Nearly. We have Hilda. She's just below Santara. But still, Solius was up here. Murdoch was up here. Mordoon was up in front of several of the tanks. That changed. And can you find Buff if you look here? I think not, because he's not up here anymore. So there's been a lot of changes. If we look at the strongest tank now, it's Mega Wheel, followed by Arno, the two newest or reworked tanks. Then comes Kiri, Salvador, Little Batty, Titania, Trumgar, Kinli, Kelrian, Darien, Atom, and then Hilda after Santara. But all the tanks are gathered up here now. We still have some orcs down in the bottom, but it's not as bad as it was. We have Rantha at the bottom still. Corkrim is up here. Mortha up here. So they moved a bit up. Not a lot, but a little bit. I know this is difficult to see on your small screens. But if we go to the next slide, I've shown, I've drawn the changes in the rank of estimated health pool from gear 11 pre-Halloween patch, so the day before patch 1.3.20, and then until gear 12 now. And there's some pretty big changes in the rank. It's not minor changes. We can see here, Lake, 26 ranks up. Yogi, nearly as much. Wonderlula, Rin, Shaolin, Master Duo, Hilda, Tanessa, Kyra, Eric. All of those are at 10 ranks or higher increase. So those got a big change. At the bottom, more than 10 ranks lost in the estimated health pool rank. Revol, Diesel Rock, Puncherface, Redash. I know he's a bit early to have here, but we actually had his numbers prior, so that's why he's down here now. Renara, Garrett, taking a big punch. Nightiel, who was quite tanky before as well. Buff, big hit to him. Sarah, and Hardog, 20 ranks drop. Some of this is from going from gear 11 to gear 12, but a lot of it is also from the changed gear on the characters in that little half a line down here. That's a ninja change that I would have liked to know before making various other contents. I don't know where this video is going really. I just wanted to get it out there to let you know. You can go back and see how this fight is going. It's just really a rant about some observations that I think the devs would have made a far better impression telling us up front, not us testers having to find out by ourselves, because it's a big change and they have a big impact on a lot of things. For example, if you've optimized your roster, characters you use in the raid, if you have gone to certain levels of potency, for example, to be able to reduce turn meter on the boss, well, then some of the heroes got their potency changed and you didn't know. You have to go back now and check your characters. Are they optimized correctly? And what about characters that depend on certain critical hit chance levels? Have you checked those? I guess not, because once you've put on the runes that you optimized your character with, you think that's it, it's ready, and you don't have to go in and check it over and over again. But now you do, because they changed it, but they didn't tell you. There's been a bit too many of these changes lately, with changes happening. 10 camps in battlegrounds, suddenly there for everyone. Next battleground only there for those over 1.3 million total hero power, and several other small changes. Just tell us and we can prepare. Tell us in advance and we will know how to act up front. We don't have to get angry or mad or quit the game after, just because we find it very strange and annoying that these things are not told to us. Please tell us. It'll really help both us and you keep your players in the game longer. That's my opinion anyway. I don't know if I should end with what I usually say. You can subscribe or like if you want, but yeah, okay. Have a great day.